The Buffalo is 7 o'clock.
It is 7 a.m.
Oh,
Yeah.
meanie. Buffalo. I feel safe in this building now.
Yeah, man.
I feel plenty safe.
Yeah, man.
You know,
He can now protect the herd.
yeah. I
Come
feel,
on.
I feel
Yeah?
really, yeah.
Yeah. I'll be missing the protection for a long time.
All you got to do is call him Papi.
Nah.
Hi, papi.
Nah.
Papi.
Hi, papi.
All right, there was a story that Christopher just read in the news. Deputy Prime Minister Major Sinclair Leacock says the issue of accepting deportees or refugees is complex and must be handled collectively and cautiously to avoid countries being picked off one by one.
So we are going to take them.
Major Leacock also stressed that no single minister can act alone, noting that such decisions require cabinet consensus supported by regional diplomacy. SVG is among countries that the United States of America is hoping can take some of their third country deportees, refugees. Now, my understanding is that a letter has been issued. That there is even maybe some speculation that the letter was issued to the previous government just before they came out of office. That they are invited to take America's what would be third party deportees to us. Third party meaning that they have no
Ties to citizens.
no ties, no family ties, no
cultural ties.
no cultural ties.
I find that frightening. I find that
So they could be Jamaicans, they could be Afghanistanis, they could be,
What happens
Syrians. Could be
if we get a bunch of whatever nation there, whatever we get a bunch of them, they're not employed. They don't have a clue where is there somewhere set up to house them?
Well, I think, right, we have to look at this rationally, right? America has all the leverage in this,
Right.
Hence why you're seeing countries starting to accept them, right? That's a given. Unless you're going to tell a big F you to America.
Yeah, you better take a couple hundred.
You kind of don't have a choice on this, in my view.
If you have nothing to bargain with, to say, well, if you send
Because
them,
all they do, they say, all right, well, no travel to the US. And any population is going to kick up against that.
because everybody wants to go to the US.
Particularly the money people.
So the money people find with contributing some money
Well, and
to help housing.
well, this is the practical side of it now. So if we accept that in one form or fashion, we're going to have to succumb to this, or we are going to succumb to this,
Yeah.
right? What should we and can we do?
Nothing.
I mean,
Well, there's a lot we can do, Chris. Come on, stop it.
Okay.
or do we just say, or should we as a nation fight it and say, nah, we ain't doing it?
Yeah, we have to fight it.
But how do you fight it?
As
You-
a nation, we're not in a position to host.
Right. So you fight it.
All right, but would you be willing to give up visas
how you going to fight it?
where they just say, all right, none of you could come to the US?
What is the bargaining chip?
For the next 4 years, small price to pay.
My concern.
There's 152 other countries in the world.
My concern.
More
with
than
that. All right. We bring them. You see, right? Okay. We drop them here. What's the next step after that?
Well, is it a case that we go to the US and say, look, we'll take some under certain conditions, right?
Which would be
Can't be criminals. Must have skills. Be it construction skills, but they must. We can't just take people unskilled that can make no contribution. Are just going to be a burden on us, right? Maybe we request housing allowance for them for the first 2 years.
From who, America?
Yeah.
Ha.
Why you say ha?
Why I say ha?
Remember, we're negotiating.
We negotiate. Okay.
We're negotiating. We're trying to find, in our hearts, we know we have to accept them.
Trump ain't never going to approve that.
Why?
Yeah, housing allowance.
Well, it would cost them to house her.
right, but
Remember.
no,
You know what I mean?
I see why Gene is saying that because Trump just want to get rid of them.
Exactly.
Yeah, he would, but he also wants, right, the politics of it, to say that he got rid of them.
But then I don't even think his party or his supporters are gonna be like hunky dory with him giving us money to house them. Because then they could say, well, you might as well just house them here then.
Yeah, but then you're still stuck with them at the end. Whereas with us, we're there's no return ticket. Huh?
I ain't seen that game, man. I see that you were giving them and ship them off. I want to get
that's
them
it.
off your
Once
soil.
that plane
that's
landed,
that.
them off the plane, that's it.
But remember, right? The local government has to have some negotiation with them. Huh?
They could try. But
Because if they just say, look, here's 300 people, and we have to house them, feed them, blah blah blah, right? Obviously, we're going to reject that. We're going to go to the people who travel and say, guys, sorry.
yeah.
Should they make whatever bargaining deal, whatever? Should they make that public, as in let the public know whatever the terms?
Yeah,
and
yeah,
conditions
of course.
Because I would really like to know.
I don't know about that.
I would
They
really
should
like
make
to
it
know.
public. Yeah.
I'm asking if they should.
No, you can't just.
I would
no, 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 no,
bring
no,
in
no,
people
no.
and we don't know what's going on.
Exactly.
Well,
When you say public, what do you mean?
you come out like how you do your parliament thing. You come out, look, we go and accept how much ever people from wherever,
Mm-hmm.
right? And these are the terms and conditions under which they're here.
Take the call.
Maybe.
Yeah? Morning. Hello. Yeah, morning. No, start again. Sorry. Morning again.
So isn't these people have a country of origin that they could go back to? Why the other countries have to take them that they're not?
This is what I was about to say.
Why not just find out where they're from and send them back to their own country? Why
Well, maybe if they get sent back, they'll get executed, murdered.
Let them deal with that.
that's not our problem.
Right?
You know what you do to get murdered and executed?
That's your problem. So you want to send them
No,
here in
necessarily.
this small 2x4 country?
But
we send out kind of thing. You want to send back down here? You crazy, Lou?
I think in something alone, and I will request it because here it is. All right, we said we was to kill the persons and yada yada yada. We know the job market going here already. So all right, you send down whoever, whatever. You ain't get a job. You down here for a year and a half.
The Americans
2
don't
years.
care about that part of it.
Right, but no, them don't care. But what happened to we? What are they going to do when they're unemployed and they need money
Right.
to live, eat?
Which is
Buy whatever.
which is why you have to negotiate what you want, what you're willing to accept. So if you're going to accept people, are you going to accept it with an allowance essentially?
Yeah, and how long?
provide them with housing, provide them with food, get them. Are you going to only accept people that you have a good chance will be able to fend for themselves and contribute themselves?
If they have to provide them with these things like the allowances, food, whatever, how long they going to keep that up for?
Exactly.
Maybe a year, maybe
All right.
18 months.
Omari here on the WhatsApp is saying that the US pays Eswatini in Africa to take deportees.
All right, hold on. Morning.
Oh, good morning, guys.
Hey, morning.
Look, your argument just now about the U.S. Agreeing to these negotiations don't make no sense because the main reason the U.S. trying to get rid of these people is because the claims have been draining off of the U.S. system. Understand? And why would they support them in another country? They're just trying to get rid of them.
Well, that
So the next thing,
Remember though, right? A lot of this is not really because economically, most economists say the Americans would be better keeping them. They need them,
Exactly.
right?
of course,
If you want to have a growing
They-
economy, you need, you know, what I mean, they already have very low unemployment. So this is more a political thing. How does it look? We sent back brown skinned people. We got rid of brown skinned
Yeah,
people. That's
well,
what they want to say to their supporters,
base, yep.
right? They may be willing to
Yeah.
pay for that.
right?
No, that would never happen.
Partner, I agree with you. Me ain't seen that paying for that.
Justin Thomas on the live is saying, my question is, why should we accept people from different parts of the world? Give them somewhere to live and work, while many people in the country doesn't have a house nor a job of their own.
Well, yeah, okay, but that's talking as if we have choices, right? We're talking like we have choices. Like the Americans could screw us in so many. They could just cut off people like Western Union,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a given.
Right.
That's a given.
so we can't talk like we have all the
Right, we don't
all
have
the
the chip,
aces in the hand.
But right, so at least they're coming here. But what does that entail? You come here,
Yeah,
you house them, you feed them, you get them a little stipend, you go up for 18 months, a year and a half. After that period, and nothing's
Right, but
still going for
okay,
them.
so you're in deputy prime minister or prime minister shoes,
Right.
and you having to make this decision.
Uh-huh.
You have to say something to them. You can't just ignore it, right?
Right.
They've sent this thing. We want to send 200 people to St. Vincent,
Right.
right?
Right.
You could come out and say no way,
Right.
right? Okay, and
Which
live with
will-
whatever
which will
comes
screw-
to that.
Which will screw me
You
in the
could
end.
you could ignore it, and at some point they're gonna call you and say, "Look, guys, we sent you a letter. We haven't heard back from you." Right?
Right.
What are you doing?
Nothing.
Right?
Right.
You could keep ignoring it. Eventually, they'll take that as okay. You're saying no. All right.
Add to the list.
Put you on the
blacklist,
same list as
yeah.
as all the other people that said no.
Mhm.
Or you could say to them, "Look, all right, we'll try and appease in a manner, but we have certain conditions we need. Right? We'll only take families. Right? Man, woman, children. Right? Maybe that's a condition. Right? We want stable units.
Mm.
We don't want young single males. That might be a problem.
Mhm.
We don't want young single females. That might also be a problem.
Mhm.
Right? So we want families. Maybe those families have to have certain skills.
Yeah, that is a carpenter.
Right.
Something.
Right.
Big certified plumber, electrician.
Maybe somebody's a doctor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I think we've been naive if we could just say
No.
forget about it or
No, we
ignore
can't.
it.
We can't.
Right.
I accept that.
So,
we can't.
if that is the case, then you've got to lay out your conditions, right? This is a negotiation. You're trying to get a better deal than just taking the worst criminals that they have.
Gregory De Freitas on the live is saying in El Salvador, the US pays to house them.
Yeah.
As they said, it's a fraction of the cost to house them there than in the US.
Yes.
So maybe they might actually funds up to hold them. But
Remember, it costs them to keep them in these detention facilities. It costs them to have teams out there rounding them up. It you know what I mean? It's not free, right? So maybe that there's an angle there where we could get 18 months of living costs for them down here, which would be possibly cheaper than up there.
Boy.
Cecilia Williams on the live is saying these people could be psychopaths,
Could be
and serial
right?
killers.
So it's
You can name it.
it's our job to make sure that we don't get them ones.
And they're coming to mess up the country. What happened to their own country?
Maybe their own country won't take them. Maybe their own country is war torn and really don't give a hoot about what the USA.
My concern is that when they're here, all right, you house them, you get them whatever, yeah. After a 2-year period, nothing's still going on for them. These people have to live, they have to eat, they have to do everything else. What is going to happen?
All right, but that's why you're trying to screen them to get people.
Yeah,
that-
no, you could screen and get your best competitors, and you could screen anybody.
But
You could get a family, the family got a son.
Well, look at it, right?
Uh.
If there was say 300 families coming,
Mhm.
or 200 families,
Uh-huh.
4 people in the family, say,
Right.
maybe it would fuel a construction boom.
I sorry, man.
Maybe, right?
Me ain't saying that. Sorry, morning.
I rent housing, boo.
Right. I forgot to mention along with my argument. Just hear this back and forth about immigrants is just so MAGA is behaving here in America. Oh, why they coming to our country? Why they can't go back to the
Yeah, but
Just so
you're
MAGA.
ignoring the request by saying that though.
What do you mean?
Well, you could say, all right, we're not taking them, send them back to wherever they're from. And the USA, all right, cool. We just closed down Western Union, MoneyGram. We just closed down all your visa travel. We just closed down scholarships.
This is why Leacock said we have to collectively come together as a Caribbean nation, all the leaders, and come to a decision. Have a vote on it.
Yeah, but
Because-
you're already
okay,
seeing
just saying, right?
countries bow, huh?
Yeah, just saying, right? Guyana is a part of CARICOM. Guyana just recently became self-sustainable. You understand?
Yeah.
Why can't Guyana support other smaller Caribbean nations also? Why do we have to rely?
Maybe
Why do we
Guyana
have
is
to rely on
dealing
America?
with their own problems?
Yeah, but why do we have to rely on America? Why
Yeah,
can't we
but
just pull away from
you're kind of ignoring though that the bully in the room has demanded something, and you have to have a
So
response.
how do you stand up to bullies? You just take the lip?
All right. Well, the old way was to punch him in the nose, right? But
Yeah,
I'm not sure
you
in this
have to
case
stand up.
that gonna work.
Somebody says,
You
take
have
the
to.
people
You
them.
have to.
Take the people them. Some of your family running and hiding in America to work, to send money to give you guys. Or to
Exactly.
We all, listen,
You can't ignore that part, huh?
yeah, and that is fact. But all I'm simply asking here, my brother, we send them down for. If we really lucky, we might get all them talking English.
Mhm.
If we really lucky,
Maybe that's a requirement.
we might get all them talking English. But what happens after a year and a half, maybe 2 years?
All right. So you're in the no corner. Tell them no.
I am skeptical.
The passport after get stamp resident.
What happens after all of this?
All right. So
They have to be.
You send on the wait. You send on the families, the nice looking families with the nice daughters and the nice sons and blah 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 blah. After a year or two, you're going around, nothing coming your way, son. What son going and do?
when we come back, we will find out what do we do.
What we going to do?
So Chris basically saying, nah, he don't want them.
What we doing? What we really
So
doing?
you're telling them nah.
Next thing you find somebody different jump in your wall.
Sir,
We're going to say,
are you telling them no?
correct is right.
All right.
Good.
Chris says no.
We're coming back.